What's up guys, and welcome back to another The Hunter Called the Wild video. And in today's video, we'll be doing another trophy highlights. So, starting with the first clip here, I do find a Mexican bobcat. And prior to this, I had two trolls. It was super unfortunate. One was basically guaranteed troll. It was like up to 27, and the other had a pretty good estimate, but he still trolled. It was really unfortunate. But then I found this guy just around a day later. So moving on to Cunningham here, he did make diamond at 27.7, a pretty decent diamond, and super fortunate that I was able to get a diamond after two trolls. Moving on to the next clip here, I am running the Mississippi coast, hunting alligator, and there was a max weight here, and it ended up being a 9 legendary. Actually, before hunting him, I found the max weight. I went back to a lodge to reset time, came back, and he was a 9 legendary. As you can see there, he did just crawl right into the lake, and fortunately, I was able to find him again after like an hour of resetting time. It was super annoying. And he was swimming broadside, so I realized this was the only shot I was ever going to be able to take, because these things are just a pain in the butt to actually get. So I do end up taking the shot here. I went for the neck because it was the only shot I could really go for, and I do end up killing him there, making that the first American alligator diamond I've ever gotten, because he was guaranteed diamond. So moving on to me claiming him here, he was a diamond at 527, nearly max score diamond. Absolutely insane. I love these animals, one of my favorite trophies. I think they've done the model super well and actually outstanding. So moving on to a parquet clip here, I do end up finding a 9 legendary water buffalo. I've gotten a few of these, and I found just a whole lot off the coast. This is usually the coast is where I hunt them the most, and yeah, just absolutely insane. So I do fortunately find a gap in between two trees to take a broadside shot. I do take him, and he takes forever to drop. That it always scares me, but I did get a vital lung shot. So as I claim him here, you can tell that guy is for sure going to make diamond just of how big he is. And he does end up making a 168, which is a solid water buffalo. I think that's my biggest water buffalo I've ever shot in so far. So yeah, very fortunate, and yeah. So moving on to my favorite trophy of the video, I do end up finding a max weight raccoon dog, and I see him fleeing, and he was a 9 legendary 8 to 10 estimate. And yeah, I've been hunting these things for so long, and I just haven't been able to find one up until this point. And just absolutely insane. I love these things, even though you can't really tell which one's diamond or not. It's just awesome to get one of these. Coming up here as I shoot him, he was frontal at around 200 meters. I blasted him with the pistol, and I did get vital organ hit. I think it was a single lung shot. It wasn't very risky because you have like some backup there, but yeah. I pick him up, and he was a diamond at 9.5. Pretty decent amount into diamond, and yeah, just an absolutely amazing diamond to get. So moving on here, I did end up finding a fine medium pronghorn on Rancho, right out of an outpost. Super fortunate find, and I was super excited because I don't have many of these diamonds, but I think they're just such a good diamond to always get. Super awesome. As you can tell, it was a vital organ hit, and that is the heart rack, so it's basically guaranteed diamond at 98. Pretty big diamond, honestly. Well, not really. He barely made it, but yeah, pretty good diamond, and always love to get one of these. I think they're definitely one of the best models in the game currently, in my opinion. And yeah, just a super awesome diamond to get. Moving on to a Medved trophy here. I was on the moose grind, and I ended up finding a melanistic moose. And at the time, I didn't even know it was melanistic. I actually thought it was a diamond 4 at the moment from the back, but as he was running away, I could easily tell that that definitely was a melanistic moose, and a big one at that. Moving on to me claiming him here, you can just tell how absolutely insane that looks, and especially with an even 4 rack, just absolutely insane, and he was actually a pretty big 4 at that too. And on the grind, I haven't got many 4s, but as a 4, that was a pretty big one. And I just love how they look melanistic. Super insane trophy to find. So yeah. Moving on to a parquet clip here. I was hunting mule deer. I ended up finding a level 3 Piebald, which is not terribly big, but still a very cool trophy to find, especially for mule deer. And I definitely think mule deer are such a underratedly hard diamond to get, because no one really talks about it, but those things are actually insanely tough to get diamond. So coming up to the piebald mule deer here, you can just tell how absolutely insane that looks. They just look absolutely insane for any rare, really, especially the piebald variation. And yeah, it was just a silver, but still a really cool trophy to actually find. So onto another parquet clip here, you can see there's a gray puma running. He did actually end up being a 9 legendary puma. And I've gotten the 9 legendary troll one of these before. I wanted a gray for the longest time, but I don't really hunt him anymore because I already have a few diamonds of them. But I was still super hyped to be able to find one of these. I tracked him for like around, I don't know, 500 meters, and he ended up going into a rest zone, so I just shot him in the chest. It was a vital organ hit, and he ended up dying quite fast. So, as I claim him here, he did score diamond at 38.1. Just barely made it, but I don't really care because he's great, it looks awesome, and such a cool trophy to be able to get. On to another parquet clip here. I ended up finding a 3 very easy cinnamon teal. These things are, honestly, any waterfowl is much harder than it used to be, but definitely not hard in this case because he was sitting on the lakeside. So I tried to mark how far he was because it's kind of hard to, because it's just such a small point to get on the binos. I think it was like 250-ish meters away. And with the 22, you want to aim around one dot higher because it's like 50 meters per. So I end up shooting. I shot a little over. I just trusted my instincts, and I did pop him again and hit him. So moving on to me claiming him here. Just a average diamond, but still a very cool one to get. So moving on to the final clip of the video. I was hunting the Mississippi coast once again, and I come across these herds of alligators, and just keep marking them, expecting not much, honestly, because they're honestly almost never good. And I found this guy, and he's white, and as soon as I knew that, I knew he was albino, and as soon as I saw he was level 4, I honestly knew he had no chance at gold, so I just ended up blasting him with 300 as much as I could. I ended up getting him before he eventually went into the lake. And yeah, you can just see how absolutely stunning these things are. So cool how these albinos look, and the piebalds. All the rares look super good for them, but yeah. And he was a silver, but since I screwed him up, he ended up being bronze, which is honestly not the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, still a really cool trophy to find. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.